on board a Bell Jet Ranger. The view from up there is spectacular, but operating the helicopter safely in this high mountain environment requires talent, training, and experience.
Mike Fiola is an expert in the art of high-altitude flying.
Flying an aircraft in this environment pushes the aircraft to its absolute limits.
These Rocky Mountain peaks rise to 13,000 feet and more. Up here, the air is thin. Throw in a little summer heat, and the air gets even thinner. In low-density air, the helicopter's engine produces less power, and the rotors produce less lift.
The environment is going to limit what that aircraft will do for you. If you try to exceed those limitations, then you're going to crash.
So flying up here can get a bit dicey. But safe high mountain operations are a critical component of many search and rescue, law enforcement, and military missions. The key, according to Mike Fiola, is knowing the limits of your aircraft and always being prepared for the worst.
If I lost an engine right now, I've got an escape out the left side, I've got some open fields and so forth, and I'm at an airspeed that I'm going to be able to glide a little bit.
Okay. But it's always about your safety margin, basically, because you're in a treacherous area, but you have a way out.
Right.
And Mike's no stranger to treacherous flying. His experience as an Army helicopter pilot taught him to keep a cool head when the stuff hits the fan. 2003, coalition forces invade Iraq. Chief Warrant Officer Mike Fiola flies a critical mission, medevacing wounded soldiers from the front lines.
You're going extremely fast, extremely low altitudes. You've got to concern yourself with obstacles, not hitting anything, and then you've got to worry about where are the rounds coming from. Which way do I turn?
Nobody likes being shot at, but Mike says his battle zone experience makes him a better pilot.
Managing the stress, managing the battlefield, managing your situational awareness becomes your primary task. And flying and all that goes with it becomes automatic.
Today, Mike's putting all that tactical experience to practical use.
Then N1 is our gas producer. It's our first stage of turbine.
Running Rotors of the Rockies, a Colorado-based helicopter charter service and flight school.
All right, you ready? I'm all set.
We're headed for the Rocky Mountains, where Mike's agreed to show me the tricks of high-altitude flying.
Best seat in the house.
In high country operations, it's often necessary to set down in a remote location. But safely landing on a tiny mountaintop pad is a challenge.
First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check the winds.
The winds can be tricky, and a precision approach is critical.
You always leave yourself a way out in case things are just not quite the way you planned on it.
Mike's gonna show me how it's done. Our landing zone? How about that 600-foot pinnacle? First, we do a test run, making sure we've got enough power.
That verifies two things. We have controllability, not by a great margin, and we have the winds picked out. Okay?
All right, let's set her down.
Rated closure is important, and then just knowing where your skids are.
Wow, that's amazing.
Now it's my turn. Mike hands over the controls, and I'm flying an approach to a mountaintop landing zone for the first time.
Slow the aircraft down nice and slow. Start easing the power in.
On the home front, piloting these machines gets the job done.
I'm getting some hands-on instruction in high mountain flying, and we're about to try a really challenging maneuver.
My assignment? Fly a precision approach to this remote mountaintop and bring the aircraft to a hover just a few feet above the ground.
Start slowing the aircraft. Get the power in early.
This definitely takes some concentration.
Forward, 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 forward. There you go. Get it down in that ground effect. Looking good.
All right, we hit our spot. Now it's time to head out.
There we go. A little forward. Good. Yeah, nice job.
This brand of high-altitude flying can demand the most of both the pilot and the machine.